.013 Golden Circle, another day, another dollar. Sibuyile futhi live. Channel. Before siqhubeka ngiqale ngokuthi thank you very much for your continuous support. It really means a lot to us, you know. We are striving each and every time to give you Kasi narratives and also to give you influential people. We are one of the past couple of days in the previous episodes bekuse hostela like higher. Bekuse hostela in a sense that besiloku sikhuluma namabharathoni, sikhuluma namadoda wamayelo bone. Namhlanje next to me ngihleli nosisi wami uThandeka Jiyane. Thandeka Jiyane is the founder of Umqhele. She's got a beautiful story to tell. As you know, we're always bringing people with narratives that are so touching, so inspirational. Mangingabi isiqeda mlozi njengoba ngihlala ngisho. Si welcome usisi uThandeka. Sisters kunjani?
Ngiyaphila kunjani my brother?
No, siyaphila. Thank you very much for honoring the invite to say nawe uze la etradeni zegolide uzohambisana nathi. Yebo, kindly tell our audience ukuthi nguwe bani, udume ngani, ngesixhosa abantu ubhinqa ntoni.
Thank you so much. First of all, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. It means a lot. Igama uThandeka wakajiyane, also known as Umama Umqhele wamakhosikazi. I am a founder of Umqhele wamakhosikazi, a women's movement that deals with a healing of abesifazane from all generation, from all circumstances and all situations. That's what I do.
Sikhuluma ngomqhele, umqhele yini umqhele?
Umqhele wamakhosikazi, basically it is a community, first of all. It is a community, it is a place where women come to find healing, to find sisterhood, to find comfort, and to start their journey in healing. Because as women, we go through so many things. And in the midst of everything that we go through, sitholakala singanabantu abasithwalayo. So we decided to create a community where women can know that you can walk this journey with someone that is going to carry you at your weakest.
Very profound, very profound. Before siqhubeka ngayo mhlambe le found, is it the foundation, ne? The foundation. Before siqhubeka ngefoundation, let's go now to the foundation of uThandeka Jiyane herself, apart from Umqhele. Now we're going back. Sibuyisele emuva retro-wise. Who's Thandeka Jiyane?
Thandeka Jiyane is just umntwana waselokishini, ngikhulele elokishini, and then ngilasibona ekhaya, right? And then I was raised by a single mother. And then ngangena esikolweni, and then after school I got married very young. I was married at 19. And then in that experience, I experienced so many things in that marriage. And then in the midst of the marriage, I lost my parents, I lost my grandmother. My mother was an only child, actually. So I lost mom and I lost Gogo. In that narrative of a marriage, I've just had a child. So I went through depression and anxiety. I didn't know then it is that. As in the Black community, we are not so asfundisekanga with that part. That's what I realized. We see in the Black community, when you are going through depression and anxiety, you don't know what it is. Kuthiwa uzoba right, kuthiwa we are just being uzopola, whatever the case might have been. So it started there. And then when I lost mom, and then I lost the marriage after 4 years. 24 years old, I was ibuya, elokishini as they called it, with a 4-year-old. And then I went back home, and then I had a second marriage, right? And then when the second marriage collapsed, I think that is when the journey of uThandeka and Umqhele wamakhosikazi started. Yes, so I went through 2 failed marriages at an age of 33 years. And then I was having a 13-year-old. I lost my job, I lost my house, I lost my marriage, I lost my friends, and I came back home, elokishini. Remember, from the location to Etropeni now, I was the success story. Shatile, and remember, I was married the first time, right? Sure. I was the success of the community because I married my sweetheart
Childhood
sisabancane.
sweetheart.
Yes, so it was like, oh, bekaziphethe kahle, and then washada, how amazing. And then we had the baby, and then everything was great. But then in that marriage, I learned a lot. I learned a lot, and then I lost that marriage, and I came back home. And I was privileged the second time. So it was like, oh my goodness, well, I appreciate the second time I got married. I was 27, 28 when I got to the second marriage. And that time, I think it was greater because now I immigrated, and then now Slalitowni, we have all of this beautiful life, and then it collapsed. Again. At 33 years old, being number 2, and then I came back home. And that's when the depression and the anxiety now got real. That is when I had to go see and ask myself what's going on. Because I went through so much.
If I may ask, ukuthi mhlambe, just to give us an example to say what is it, what are those things that you experienced? Because emshadweni angisho there's two people.
Yes.
Kunendoda, kunomfazi. Yabo? So who was the most contributing factor to the collapsing of the marriage? Are we going to say it's you or Jonas?
Let us start with the first marriage so that we can understand the narrative.
Sure.
The first marriage, guys, I was 19. I think he was 2021. We were young, right? And then we got married because we loved each other and our parents supported it. But guys, we had no business being married. We were babies. My daughter is 18 now. I look at her and I'm like, she's a baby. I can't believe in a year from her, I was married. So I believe with the contribution of the breakdown of the first marriage is that we were young, guys. And now he was young. And we were caught up in transition of trying to find ourselves. We are cool and I'm cool. Like it was a lot, and then there was a lot of abuse, unfortunately. There was a lot of physical abuse, emotional abuse, and then it got too much. And he actually had babies, a lot of babies.
So when lento yenzakalayo currently experiencile uJonas.
Yeah, no babies. So one thing that I think the marriage, guys, the abuse and and all of that thing. Now because I have a baby, remember, and then and then he's doing what he needs to do. But then I think at the end of the day, remember, guys, it is said that God sends you signs, right? But then if you ignore those signs, somehow something bigger that is going to take you out. You understand? So for me, it was then when there was a baby that came. We see there's a baby that and then that for me was what made me leave. But there were a lot of impact in that manner. I was 24 years old. And
so you got married at the age of 19?
Yes.
What divorce?
24. With a 4-year-old.
With a 4-year-old.
Yes.
And then you got married again.
And then I found myself, I'm young, I go back home. Remember when mangiphuma ngiyoshada, ngiphuma kunomama, kunogogo, konke kumnandi. When I come back to an empty house. There's no one there, guys. Then I have to start myself. I think that is where the depression and the anxiety started. I think that is where all the mental issues came in play, but I didn't understand what it was, because I remember in that time I wanna come back, I've still got it and all of those things, right? I didn't focus on the mental issues of it. You understand? So in answering your question before I move is the fact that I do believe we were just young. We were just young and we were caught up in so many things. We're still growing, both of us. So at the end of the day, it needs to see separately. You understand? So that's when I left and I came back home. And I think I know I did not heal, because I got to the second marriage, I think 2 or 3 years after I met second husband. And second husband, it was not even a year. It was not even a year, then malobolo and all of that stuff. And in that manner now, when I'm sitting here now, I believe what pushed it or what motivated it give me was the fact that, you know, when you maulimala, or when someone hurts you, or when you lose a relationship or you lose a marriage especially, one thing, you feel less than. you feel like you are not enough. You feel rejected in some way, and somewhere somehow kuvuka into ethi. I'm talking on the perspective of women. I don't know men. You kuvuka into kuwe ethi. I wanna prove myself. I'm still worthy. I'm still someone. I'm still this. I think that's what drove me ukuthi singene to a second marriage. And let me disclose this to the viewers. The second marriage was not initiated by me. It was not. The second marriage was initiated by the second husband. The minute we met, he was like, I want to get married with you. And I was like, no, let's date and all of that. But deep down, I idea, I accept her, because to me, it felt like there's someone else that validates me. There's someone else that thinks, I'm still worthy of being married after it divorce. You understand? So I initiated and I welcomed it. And then we got married, and we were married for 8 years. We were married for a whole 8 years, and yeah, we built a lot. We had a beautiful life. He helped me raise my daughter. That I will not take away from him. He helped me raise my daughter. And then I realized in that moment that bengakahili. I realized in that moment that I had this this mindset that I wanted ukulungisa loya mshado ngalo. You understand? And why am I saying
rectify the previous one?
And why am I saying that, guys? I wanted to be very clear. All of those things, I did not realize them. I realized all of those things when I was sitting now ekhaya, and then when I started my healing journey. The healing journey helped me a lot. It opened a lot of things. I had to go back to the start, even to how I was born.
So the first marriage, there was abuse.
Yes.
Physically, so emotionally, all these the contributions. Yes. Then the lowest two.
Then the second marriage, the second marriage was very sad for me. I don't want to lie. And the second marriage, that one was a sad one for me, because it took me a long time to come to understand or to come to terms why it had to uphele. Because I remember for the longest time when people ask me why, what happened, I couldn't what happened. But when I sat down and then I started my healing journey, and I was in my journey of growing and all of that, I realized the second marriage was not that was not supposed to happen, but yenzeke on a foundation ebengekho stable, yenzeke foundation ebengekho healed, yenzeke foundation ebengekho ready. You understand? And another thing that made umshado wami wesithuku to collapse, we were different people, we had different beliefs, we had different goals, we had different aspirations. And I remember I was telling my daughter the other day that I told her, I said, when you get into a relationship, somehow ufuna ukuba good enough for the relationship, right? So I realized ukuthi kulo mshado nga portraya uthandeke ngasinguye. You understand? And I went with that vision for the longest time. But mase kufike ekugcineni, guys, a person always goes back to who they are. I always say this, a person does not change. The person has always been that person, but then in that moment, was faka ukuthi abe lapho, but they always, we had different things. And then ekugcineni, we just clashed. And I remember, it was sad.
So, beku thando lwamaphepha. Thando lwamaphepha take 8 years.
No. Okay. No, it was not. I would say the biggest thing about umshado wami wesithu is the fact that mina, I don't know about him, not going to talk about him. Uthandeka, uthe makashada no bhuti banibani. Ushade no bhuti banibani angakalihilanga ezakababa ka nana. Right? Uthandeka ujumpe into umshado ka bhuti banibani angakahilanga lapha ku number 1. So uthandeka ungene kulo mshado nama burdens, ungene kulo mshado nama expectation, ungene kulo mshado na everything else. And in that, I realized ukuthi I expected a lot from him. But ama expectations being now for ukai, they were actually not for him. They were for that one. You understand? And I remember in our marriage, I was always anxious.
So would I be wrong maybe to say the second marriage because match was both was Banban. It was two.
Yes.
You were actually having thoughts because Banban number one. Ufuna correct ngawo.
I would say in second marriage, marriage number 2, yes. I was marriage number 2, I loved him, I honored him and all of those things. But there were so many triggers. You understand? Waka husband number 1 of izinto ezenzeke ngale ebengithi mangisaba ukuthi izoyenzeka la. Yes. For instance, let me just make an example so that it can be understandable. Marriage number 1, husband number 1 was a drinker, a hard drinker, and all of the abuse and everything else happened when he was drunk. Okay. And husband number 2 was a social drinker, guys. He was a social drinker, but every time when he drank or aphuma, I got triggered with uyophuza, uyoba this, uyoba that, and then endlini ngasabi mnandi, you understand? And to a point ukuthi naye somehow you would see ukuthi akasazi ukuthi like a react njani, you understand? But remember, in that time, as I'm saying, I want this to be clear to the viewers. As I'm saying, in that time when it was happening, I didn't know what was happening, because according to me, I was trying my best to ngivimbe ukuthi kungabhidliki. And the one thing about, I realized in marriage number 2, I was always anxious. I always had the fear that it was going to break down, I'm not good enough. So that it also played a very huge, because in everything I thought, you want to leave me, you understand? So all of those insecurities, they affected a lot. As I'm saying, I'm so speaking from my experience. I do think ukuthi mabathi into my building now when I would say the baggage from marriage number 1, they were a very big factor in the breakdown. Yes. And remember, I was 24. Number 2, I didn't know anything, and I also had this chip. One thing that I realized, I also had this chip over my shoulder, which I was married before. So somehow I felt entitled. I know better. I know how to make the decisions. I know how to do this because I did it before. So it was a lot of things.
Now shoot those blanks. What more blanks? Because with what you just said now, I'm from Emshadweni.
Yes.
Therefore, I know umshado uhamba kanjani. Mhlambe. Which tone were you using with when you were conveying that message to husband number 2? Were you harshy or rebo kahle satlile?
I'm not necessarily harsh, but I am dominion. That's me. That's my character. I am
dominant.
Yes, I'm very dominant. I am very sure. I'm very in everything that I do. And also another thing, the position that my husband number 2 gave me in the marriage. I'm not saying he gave me because I asked for it or maybe whatever, but somehow that I think a character I am, because in every friendship, in every relationship, I have that character. He gave me this character of the strong one. I was literally the pillar, you understand? Like, I was strong enough. If we had a problem, he knew that if I come to wife will have plan A. Yes. So somehow I always took that as something, I know this is how I push so I was very dominant in the things that I did in the marriage. One thing that I know my part in the marriage is that I feel like I expected a lot from him. And in that expectation of a lot from him, ngamvalela ukuthi abe nguye. Yeah, abe nguye. Because I feel like umshado wethu bowune pressure, like it was always pressure, like so I feel like I expected a lot from him, not because he was not good enough, not because this, not because of that, but because of that. You understand? So the basic thing that samara istor sam kahle ukuthi it is very important, guys, that when you leave a marriage or a relationship that was long term, take time to heal. Take time to cleanse yourself. Take time to unburden yourself and be ready for the next relationship. Because we end up sikera lo kuyasiza nako ngapha. I'm not saying husband was perfect, guys. I'm not saying husband was perfect. I'm not saying husband was great. One thing for sure, the truth and the matter is umshado if ever things were okay. But I'm speaking my story and how I umthelela in that marriage.
Now, who initiated now the separation between you and
Oh, that was the sad one. Now that was the sad one. So what happened is we are married. Okay, everything is fine, but now the cracks are there. Okay, the cracks are there now. Remember, we said here it's a safe space. I can.
Yeah, it's a safe space. That is why we're saying we're shooting blanks.
So another thing for me that I think was an impact ukuthi umshado wethu uphele. I think because we got married, some stories were singing. We got married first year. Remember, I told you first year ngisho sa meter, and then within a year kwalotsholwa, right? Kwavelwa ngizweni sibantu abamnyama ngisho kwavelwa. After ukuvela, and then we moved to start our life. Sisamsula impilo yethu ngisho uvelile 50%, it's great. And in that years after, that's where we built. We had a beautiful life. We had all of this and all of that, right? And then a year after, I don't remember, 20 something, a year COVID, because I remember days after my marriage, country avalwa 31. I don't remember, it was husband was like, babe, I want to go and do things right. And I was like, wow, because I never expected that. Another thing, as I'm saying, we're talking about issues of 100. I never expected that. I always had this mindset, it's because I don't have parents. I think I suffered a lot from thinking I'm not good enough. Because for me, I was like, okay, you've only 50%, it's fine. Like, there's no way I'm a booyah. I don't have parents, so this is fine. And when he was like, I want to come back, I was like, great. Then he came back. We actually got married as, I don't know, it's 25 December, guys, I'm judge. We got married for Christmas. I don't know why. We married for Christmas. And then we did the in Lesele, Sashai's Depo, and all of that traditional thing. It was great. The next year, and it's 25 the next year, it's our first anniversary of umshado lo. 2 months after, umshado waphela. Yeah, umshado waphela. So basically, when mase blow out from abo naysayers for abo makhelwane and all of the judgments, 18, umshado just for a year, umshado waphela. I was married for 7 years before, guys. And then we did, yeah, understand? So I came back. So we get married December. And then after that, the following year, I lost my job. I think November-ish, I lost my job. And then after losing my job, now I'm here at home. And then I feel like somewhere, somehow, Ukai was like, I cannot. That's what I feel. I feel like Ukai was like, no, I cannot do this because now she does not have a job. And I've always had a job. And we always ran our household 50-50 or 60-40. I always contributed in anything in my mindset because being I have a child who is not from here, so I have to contribute. And I've always been independent because my mother was an independent woman. I've always been a working person. So I lost the job, and then I told him Malzami, and then we did what we needed to do. February, Ukai was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, ngiyohlola abantu ekhaya, and then Ukai wahamba ekhaya wabuya nama delegates. Benze meeting, and they were like, Ukai utokhathele ufuna isikhathi, Ukai uthi lokhu nalokhu nalokhu, Ukai akekho happy, Ukai this and that. Ukai ufila ngathi izinto asahambi kahle, Ukai overwhelmed, and then sekuphuma zonke izinto, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't do that. Really? Oh, okay, that hurt. And what hurt me the most is the fact that Ukai knew that I don't have family. I don't have family. It's me, it's my daughter, and it's my brother who's older than me, but uziphilela nje impilo yakhe somewhere.
I actually want us now to go to Mkhele Foundation. But before we do that, obviously you underwent a lot of emotional trauma. And now you are saying you are healing people with the experiences that you encountered as well in your life. But now, who healed the healer?
Perfect. That is Mkhele Makhosikazi healed me first before he healed the world.
How so?
Because when I came back home, I was depressed. I was unemployed. I was suicidal. I was everything. I had a teenager who was just starting high school, a 13-year-old. I have lost my friends. I have lost my status, obviously. For there. And then I went home. And another thing that contributed to my demise and my mental health is the fact that I don't have people. I don't have a sister. I don't have a mother. It's just me.
The whole J support system.
I don't have. And then I come back home. I sit at home. People are cruel. Election, guys. People election are cruel. People will talk about me. Abomakhelwane guys, I have to say ayikho into engizonda njenge Bluetooth speaker. Angisifuni nala sihambe khona. People bakhiphe speaker bashaya izingoma zabomama bahlulwe imishado, like it was a lot. Angisifuni speaker se Bluetooth. Angisifuni. Asumntana mama ayikhona le ngoma le ngikhuluma ngawe le yakho le. Like it was a lot. And then that is when I found church. I found the church. I was like, ngiyowelaphi thingwele boma bomthandazo. Guys, I want to be very clear. I'm not being judgmental. I thingwele boma bomthandazo. Then I started to gijima nabo mama basekuseni prayer. They helped me to heal spiritually. They helped me to heal spiritually, and they helped me to find God. You understand? And then I went ngagijima nabo mama bomthandazo. But the message yabo mama bomthandazo beyixasha now where I was, because the message was, let us pray for you to go back to the marriage. Let us pray for your husband to come back. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted, number one. And I remember, because of begubane space la you can usugume or testify or whatever the case might have been, every single time I felt like there was not a space for luphlunging nab. You understand? I felt like it was not received. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, for whatever reason, like, because when I would talk, what I'm hurt and this and that, I remember there was a woman, owangilimaza kakhulu, umama umthandazo. Engathi mangiqeda ukukhuluma ngikhuluma de wengihlanga-hlangene ngakhona, umama lo yangathi mangiphuma makuphela inkonzo wangidonsela eceleni wathi kimi, ukuthi umshado wakho uphele because you were not strong enough, you were not praying enough. So that hurt me a lot, and then that made me ngingasakhona ukuba myself in that community.
So lo mama uphenduka speaker se Bluetooth.
Speaker se Bluetooth, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, I was walking with them, but man, bekunale pain leli man angazi ngathi yabona ithumba ngathi mani libhlungu. And then I remember I went to a clinic. I remember it was okay konje most lama public clinic they have a psychologist, because guys I was suffocating, and I took that decision after I attempted actually. I attempted social. I remember I was sleeping at home with my daughter. I think it was 3 a.m. I remember, I will never forget. I remember I woke up, I'm an overthinker by nature. I couldn't stop thinking and stressing about everything. And I remember I took my phone and go WhatsApp. I never forget this experience. My contact I think by 500 and something. But in that moment, I couldn't find one person to speak to. I couldn't. Like, I just... I scrolled, and I remember there was one childhood friend of mine, ngamfonela. WhatsApp, wasimaphendula wathi mkhosi kunjani, and I cried wathi kimi yo Thandeka cabanga anginabattle enough sokufona lekuseni stop the phone yabo angimjudge. But I think that was a moment for me, a trigger. And I remember I was sleeping there, and I just saw a way out. I was like, you know what, if I can just, can I say it?
Yeah.
If I can just, this is so emotional, if I can just suffocate my daughter, if I can just suffocate her, and I can just hang myself, and then it was just over with, you understand? And I remember in that moment, I don't know, ngikhumbula until lapho, because the minute I came to my senses, bengamakhelwane. Ngikokota ngamakhelwane makavula umnyango, makhelwane was like, "Bathukile Thandeka wenza njani?" I remember, thank you. I remember umakhelwane makavula umnyango, abake ngimchazele. I just said kuye, mama kazibanibani, if uyangivumela ukuthi ngibuyele endlini. If uyangivumela ukuthi ngibuyele endlini. Kusasekuseni. Lo mnyango loya angeke uvuleke. Sangangena ngesiphumbi. That's all I said. I didn't even explain. I said, if ever uyangivumela ukuthi ngibuyele ngolala lapha endlini, lapha eminyango ngeke siphume kusasekuseni. I don't know, shuthi uNkulunkulu amenza understand her, and she was like, no. Awusabuyeli, and then wavusa umntana wakhe wayovusa umntanami, and then we slept loyo mama loyo. And after that, I think that was when I was like, something is wrong. I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. I went to a clinic. They said to me, yes, we do have a psychologist in the clinic, but basi based here, beza once in a while. Let us take your name and your number, then we will call you. I remember ngakhala babizana bonke. Ngabaxoxela isto. Yazi mawulimele ngihlezi ngisho mawulimele ukuxoxa naseTexini. Yedwa ngahlapha ntathu njani canga mina ngidivorceile. Canga mina ngisaware. Yeah, ulimele ngihlezi ngisho ngicanga ulimele ngakhuluma abomama laba bacanga siyakuzwa nana but isisi uzothi makafika udogs. I told you today, I don't know what date it is today. I'm still waiting for the call.
Till today,
I'm still waiting for the call. And when I sat down, I was like, God said to me, what about uthandeka? Onganawo amandla ufana nawo ukuthi abuye endlini azipick up. What about uthandeka ozoya eklinika yofuna usizo basi bazomfonela angabi namandla and then I end up athatha impilo yakhe. God was like, what about uthandeka who is going through so much omncane ona 24 osemshadweni umshado wakhe uyashaywa wenzwa yonke into uyasonta but there's something kuye eshodayo. And God said to me, what do you want, what you are yearning for, you have to create. And I was like, what are you saying? And he was like, you have to create it. And he was like, you have to create it for everyone else. And God asked me, what bonke labo mama babona la abaphusayo bayenza ama up and down, these women are labo mama balimele, these women are suffering, these women have stories but they didn't have a safe space to speak. This is how they survive. When Nathandeka, you are fortunate because you are strong enough to survive on a sober mind. And you are surviving on a sober mind because I have called you to be the community for these women.
Depression, it's iyanyonyoba kahle kahle. Something like nyonyobelayo, and then to deal with it, it's somehow complex. But I'm understanding from what you said earlier on, Uguti, what hurt you the most, which actually led to you being suicidal. Lilo mama natman pume sontweni. Where when you thought, Uguti, I'm going to get protection. Ngoba nyohlala nekhukhukazi. Bakusingathe bakuvale ngamalo kanje, but you were hurt. I was hurt. Where you thought you're gonna get ilo kanje. So like, okay, now moving forward, I'm trying to move away from this thing. Not that I'm being insensitive. Ne? Now that you've healed. Yeah. Now take us through the process now to say uma ulokanja ukhuluma nabantu. Uma ukhuluma nabantu uyiqala kanjani into yakho, and how did you manage to get yourself out there? Yes.
That was the hardest thing. It is still the hardest thing. It is still one of my challenges. I convince ukunika abantu into abangayazi. It is the most challenging thing. That is what it challenged me the most. Ukuthi uze ne package ebantwini uthi na into singaphila ngayo abayazi. We are talking about the black community. Sikhule sitshela ukuthi we don't talk about our issues. Sikhule sitshela ukuthi you have to be strong. We don't know ukuthi there's a deep into depression asiyazi thina abantu bamnyama. So for you now to come and say, yes, you might be depressed, come and talk to me. That's the biggest challenge. And I found most of the time ukuthi remember again uNkulunkulu the way angenza ngakhona uNkulunkulu ungibuyise back la ngikhulele khona.
Sure.
Ne? Asiben realistic. uNkulunkulu ungibuyise back elokishini, eForceman in fact. La ngikhulele khona. And now I'm coming to eForceman ngithi sisters and brothers and married people, come to me if ever you're depressed and if ever you're going through a lot, we can sort it out. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what they're saying? Because ushayekile emshadweni, because udidekile sekazofuna ukuzenza umuntu ongcono. So it's very difficult for me ukuthi ngithengise le phepha in that manner. So what I do is most of the time into yomchele, if foundation yomchele, it is prayer. So most of the things that I do, before I attack or before I face something, I go to the one that has called me, because I can't do it on my own. I'm like, God, okay, you uproot me here, what am I saying? So the one thing that I do, the first thing I did was that I created a community, and then I created counseling sessions where everyone can come and share their story, right? We would meet once a week, and then everyone who feels comfortable, everyone who feels at ease, they can come and share their stories. And then in that space, that person can get a counseling from different women. That's the difference between Umqhele and every other movement. Uza kumqhele to women, you talk about your story in these women. And then mawufika, let's make him an example. Maybe you come to Umqhele, uthi mina ngisemshadweni, I'm 20, I'm in an abusive marriage. Mina ngizothi kuwe, I was there. I was married young, and this is how I got through my marriage. You understand? So I help you carry that journey. You understand? So I did that, and then it was good. There was this and that who people are. And the other thing that helps a lot is social media. Social media and references and collaboration, for me, that has been the breakthrough for me. Because remember, another thing that was a challenge, I am known as Uthandeka Usontayo. So it was very difficult for just anyone to trust me as a gimp, because they would feel like, one thing that I in my first year, everyone would like, Isonto. So I constantly had to say, it's not a church. It is a movement for every woman from every background, every belief, to come and be themselves. You understand? I always say this, Guma members one, because I do have a close group of members. I always say this, when you come to Umqhele Makhosikhazi, you have to live who you are, what you identify as. If ever umamfundisi, or if ever you call her, if ever I'll say call her, when you come to Umqhele, we don't need that title, we need the woman in you. So ungabi surprised Umqhele uthole umama wedugu, mama we muswesonto, yabona, that's what.
Yeah, it's what you said earlier in some time back. I don't know when was it, but in one of the print medias that we have here, when they ask you about Umqhele, why you founded, and then you said you wanted to create a space and community for women to come and feel safe, heard, and supported by sharing their struggles and finding ways to cut generational curses. Now, the question also, because you suffered a lot from emshadweni, ne? And then healing yakho, when you do it as Umqhele, you started by focusing on individuals, right? And then now you are saying you've moved from individuals to disadvantaged families.
Yes.
How was that transition from moving to this to that? I know you are still doing all of them, but then what gave birth to now you moving to disadvantaged families?
The first thing that gave birth to that was the women in my group. Because remember, we open Umqhele for everyone, right? You can come, because we advertised everywhere. You can come and talk with us and all of that. And then in hearing those stories, you realize that these women are going through a lot. These are single parents. These are women, abantwana abaphethe emakhaya. These are people who are so disadvantaged, hence we are in elokishini. And then it came to me, Uguti, I need to give back to my community. I need to empower my community. We cannot wait for the big sponsorships and what we do need them, please. But we can't wait for them. We have to do the little that we have. Community is very close to my heart, and it's also personal to me, because remember, I'm not family. So for me, community, it's something that is very close to me. Even my mother was so in that. Because she always helped everyone and anyone. So that's where it started, and I started to see the gap. The first that I did was, you listen to mama athi solo baba wahamba, I don't know what to do, angisebenza abantwana bana zimpahla bana this bana that. That's when I started with loving nabo abayi 5 abayi 6 and said ngicela ukuthi onezi mawufika endlini vule wardrobe yakho, mangabe nempahla ezingasagcokwa nani please izilethe sizonikeza abazidingayo. Mangabe I always say angeke uze uhambe uyothenga amalofa ayi3 guys endlini ni 4 bese lawa ayi2 afake fridge ayi for real. Nodla 1 amalofa mangabe uthenga 3 usho uyiwana kusiya kose ibe yamakhelwane.
Na masiphuma la sogana amagwenya la.
I always say that. So iqale lapho yabo with mama bomqhele, and then abanye, and then I look around the community. I don't know, ngiyazi ngithemba ngicela umqhele uNkulunkulu wavula nje ilihlo likamoya. I would see abantwana be struggling ama sanitary pads and all of that, and then I would say to to my members, say 10 sinjalo, ama-pets wase Shoprite ay 5 rand. Please, end of ngicela just the 5 rand ukuthi ama-pets ayi-2 nge-10 rand.
Ilo kanje, yes, talking about pets now, you're concentrating on the girl child.
Yes.
And a lot of organizations, I stand corrected,
Yes.
they are more focused on the girl child and neglecting the boy child. Ne? So as Umkhela, I actually wanted to ask, Uguti, what is it that you're doing for the boy child? Why am I asking this? You, emshadweni, bohleli nendoda.
Yes.
Ne?
Yes.
Lowest two, bohleli nendoda.
Yes.
And you didn't know each other that much. Maybe somewhere somehow they were contributing factors why the ndlela akhule ngakhona. But now, to summarize my question, what are you doing for the boy child?
Oh my goodness, what a great question. I'm so glad you asked that. I'm actually in preparation to do that because I've realized ukuthi I am misunderstood by the community because umkhelo makhosikazi means women. It took a while ukuthi abobaba bang trust because I do my counseling nabo baba. It took a while. We were like, do you do? So I saw a gap in our boys. I saw a gap in our boys, and I wanted to find something to bridge the gap, but ibe attractive to the boy because umfana kafana nentombazane. So I am happy to announce that I am actually in preparation to do my next initiative that I'm doing. It's take a child to a date.
Take a child to a date.
Date initiative. I want to take boys, right, and girls. I want to take 10 boys and I want to take 10 girls, just 20. I'm starting with 20, right? And then I want to take them to a restaurant. I want our kids from the location, guys, to experience ukuhlala etafuleni adle aserve and all of that thing. Why? I will explain. For the girls, abantwana bethu balalwa ngamakota babe nabantwana. They've never even bangene ngisho ewim before breakfast 50 rand. Guys, we have to do better as parents.
I'm not laughing.
Yes, we have to do better as parents. Umntwana akakazi abe naleyo experience leyo. Second, with the boys think and believe for them to experience that luxury, they have to go out there bayontsontsha and do all of these criminal things. So, and also it is going to motivate them how to treat their future wives and girlfriends. And I also want them to have an experience which, just because uhlala elokishini does not mean you cannot have the experience of the glitz and the glam that bona bacanga ukuthi yenzani deserve abanye abantu. And in that I am going to invite a few speakers from the community, prominent from the community. I want umalume waselokishini who is doing great to come and tell these boys, do you see me, malume wala, I'm doing great, ngiphuma khona la, I chose a life of this and this and this, in motivation to them. I also want to have a speaker who's going to speak on addiction, to tell these kids, if ever you uzolahleka in the addiction, that's what's going to happen. And I want those men and those women to pledge themselves in these kids that I am going to stand as your uncle, I'm going to stand as your mentor. If you need anyone to talk to, I am here. And you are not going to believe, I've had the most difficult in planning that than I had in planning anything yamantombazane.
Yeah, that's why. Mina, because maukhuluma uti now you're going to take the boys and the girls 10 each, and then you're going to sit them at the restaurant. I'm like, nangu umuntu modernize umjolo.
Yes, that
is,
yes.
Nangu umuntu modernize umjolo, because you also said abantwana balalwa ngamakota. Now are you saying bantwana bam wazani nzolalwa ngamatafula nama restaurant?
No, I'm not rephrasing. Yeah. Let me explain that in context. Yeah. We have to bridge the gap. As I said before, we are bridging the gap, right? We are saying we are there for the girl, we are there for the boy. Because what we are doing, so umkhele wamakhosikazi, guys, our generic, our secret ingredient is beletho. It's women. That's what we do. So in everything that we do, we cannot leave the girl child out, right? So remember, when we are dealing with teenagers, guys, we have to find something that will be attractive to them. Yeah, uthatha abantwana what I deal counseling mina ngeke ngibathathe ngibahlalise ematafuleni njengoba vane ngibahlalisa bomama bami ngibatshela they are not going to hear anything. Let me tell you, they are going to leave that event banganga next. So you need to do something that will be yes, that will be effective to them. And the one thing that that when I looked at the community where that is lacking, that has never been done, just to make them have a great experience, to sit down and just because we are going to do the same thing. So why not in a space that is beautiful and that is great, that is attractive to them, so that the message, the most important thing is the message to be there.
Take us through the challenges that you normally encounter in this journey, because akusilula ukuqala into. I know it for a fact. I've done things whereby I know uthi mawufika endlini uhlale uthi like bengiyapi moya engcwele. Now take us through the challenges that you're facing with regards to everything that you are doing from when you started.
The biggest challenge for me, women hate each other. Women hate each other.
Women hate each other.
Women hate each other, guys. That is just the way it is. Women hate each other. The biggest haters or the attackers or the judgment that I get is from women. And most of the women that I know, women that I've looked up to, women that came, they were like, oh, what you're doing is great and all of that, but
backstabbers.
Yes. Women hate each other. Women don't want to see each other grow.
But now, most of the time, you as ladies, like, hi, sissy, hey, mtase, hey, sissy. That is all pretense.
That is why it's very important, if ever you are a founder or if ever you are called for something, to pray for the spirit of discernment. To know your place. And remember, when you are a founder, guys, foundership, remember, when you are a founder, it means that you have to be cordial with everyone else. It means that in the end of the day, you cannot just overreact or react to the flesh. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than Tandega. It's about you understand? So I can sit with you here and we can be kiki and all of that, but I know very well what you think of me. But it's not about me. It's about the fact that the most important thing is that we show up for them, not for us. So someone can, hi, how are you? Are you okay? Are you great? And they will comment. They will comment. You post, they will comment. They will shine you on, but you know very well where you stand.
How therefore do you deal with such? Let's say maybe you spoke about social media, viral, and then now you see within the social media a negative comment which is coming from somebody that you thought is in the same line with you. How do you deal with such things?
The one thing that have helped me is for me to separate the public and my life.
How so?
And how I got there last year, was it last year? Yes, last year Umqhele basically burned into the ground, and it was 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. It burned into the ground because of that. It burned into the ground, guys, but then somehow, and then I realized that I was investing a lot of myself Gubantu who did not have the same vision and the same mandate. The most important is for us to speak the same language, is to have the same mandate. That's the most important thing. And if we are not talking the same language, then there's nothing we can do. You understand? And one thing that I've done is to separate with social media, and for the community and for the people. Thandeka does not have friends. I don't have friends. I have people that I know. I don't have friends. I have people that I know because I understand somehow the lines are blurred and then so it is about that. I'm cordial to everyone because really, remember, I don't have sponsors. I sponsor everything with the community, so I need the community, I need the collaboration, but I know where to draw the line. Yeah, because before I didn't, and I almost lost Umqhele.
By trusting other people
and I almost lost Umqhele, and I lost, not almost, I ended up losing the vision. The voices are maning. Uthi wena ngifuna Umqhele ube mhlophe today, avela uyathi yazi mara ngathi ngaba green, uyazi ngathi ngaba gray, uyazi ngathi ngaba purple. I lost the vision, and then everything collapsed.
Yeah, ne, nayi, I think towards sesizogijimela yazi isikhathi, yasazi isikhathi. Ilo kanje. Look now, question yami nayi seyidlule nge-freeway. Idlule nge-freeway, but then what I wanted to ask is that angazi ukuthi ngifuna ukubuzana, to tell you the honest truth, because why ngisho so, I'm taken like ngalento oyishoyo. It's very important to stick to your vision. Ne? To stick to your vision, and then you know very well ukuthi kuzoba nama hurdles up and down nani. Now I want you now, ngifuna ukukuchallenge kahle. Ngifuna ukukuchallenge and tell us like le eyakwenza manje udazini. Nami ngifuna ukugive up, or there was never a thing like that. Ukuthi ngiyayiyeka lento.
Bacon. Guys, ubizo liyabiza. You know, umchele mawuqala. Wow, I remember everyone supported it. When I launched, I looked around like, abantu abangaka bangithandayo bangisupportayo. And then when I say to you the incident that happened last year, I lost everyone. People exited the group. People that I trusted, people exited the group, and they ukuthi ngazubani ngobani, and I was left alone. I didn't say I want to give up. I did give up. I deleted the group. I deleted everything, and then I sat around. I was like, okay, ayikho bengisingayisa ayikho. But then into yathi, I remember someone said to me, what about the people that are going through marriages right now? uNkulunkulu ababekile ukuthi healing yabo nesupport yabo ikuwe. What about the people that are going to get into marriages, and marriages are going to be tough, but God has said it's okay because now I have risen a healer of your generation that's going to help you through it. Then if you're saying you're giving up, what about those people?
Don't be selfish.
Yeah, what about labo malume labo baphekelayo every once in a while, because mawuphuma la uyasezubuza sisters yosiphekela nini, and then uthini ngabo.
Because now they are looking up to you.
What about those women laba obase, because I told you donation siqale kumchele and then I remember nge-plastic lase Shoprite. Someone was done a plastic lase Shoprite was always izimpahla. If I told you 2 months ago mangikhipha izimpahla ngikhiphe almost 10 full ama refuse back impahla, I don't know the people about donate. And I wanted to give up last year, and by that time I think bengisathola 2 yama plastic bag.
And do you do references maybe to like professional references with regards to say now, you see, to deal with a person on inkinga, it's very costly. Yes. It's very costly emotionally as well, because kungaba khona abantu abakumisquotayo. Ne? So umqhele, does it have any professional assistance with regards to boma social worker, psychologist, into njengaleyo, because it might happen, God forbid, uthi ukhuluma nomuntu akumisunderstand, and then ayobhala incwadi athi ngihleli nothandeka wamtshela 1 2 3 4 5, then azibulale.
Yes, I do. Basically, what I do is mina ngenza ama-group sessions. It's ngibeke so ngenza ama-group sessions where everyone comes for support and guidance and motivation, and I also do private session or counseling. People abangekho free ukukhuluma into esiqwini because of professions and all of that. And then I also do counseling based on my experience on what I went through, right? I motivate you with that. And also I do prayers, a lot of prayers. I do prayers, and then I carry you through each and every healing. And then also I also do have recommendations of people abama professions that I can commend you to. I can commend you to, you know what, you can go this way, or masesebis, you can do that. And I also do I also do isikolo. I actually remember ukuthi sometimes bakhansela bakholiwe, so long njengoba usese nam ngapha mina, I don't say i-depression ayikho, njengoba usese nam ngapha mina ngokuhila nge-reality yakho nomfundisi wakho naye akabe khona, understand. And then you can also do it professional, so I don't do it alone, because kwamina nami I'm still healing, nabo abantu bami we are still healing together.
But then bese njengoba uhila bese ubamela nenkinga zabantu, don't you get like depressed more?
I do. That is why it's very important for ukuthi ube ne foundation, ube ne sacred place. You must have somewhere la uthatha khona strength. That is why it's very important. There was someone that told me ngisaqala wathi you have to make wathi as long as you are sure ukuthi it was a calling. As long as you are sure Thandeka ukuthi you were called for this, awuzicabangelanga, then you are okay. That was the best advice I ever had. But as long as you are sure when you had the calling thina singekho. So if you are called, then trust me, everything is going to align for you. Because sometimes it gets so much. I mean, what helps me is prayer. I spend a lot of time in prayer. I spend a lot of time in the Word. I spend a lot of time with myself. Because one thing that I've realized, when you start healing, I want to say this to the viewers. Once you see what healing ya progress in the right direction, that is where you are not now afraid to be with yourself. And that is where you start ukuthi masowuqabanga. Remember, asibuyele masiqala ukukhuluma ungivile in everything that I spoke about. Somehow mangikhuluma ngama ex ngikhulume ngabo in a positive way.
Sure.
That is when you know ukuthi uyahila manje. Because the minute manje so khona ukubona ukuthi man they were good here, they were not all bad. Then that's when you are starting your healing journey.
Ilo kanje umqhele, what are they busy with now? Because I saw kuma socials wakho ukuthi no kuna something obusy ngayo or something osazoyenza very soon.
Yes.
Yeah, what is it? So that I don't know mhlambe ne date yakhona ukuthi nini, but I know there's something ozoyenza very soon.
We are hosting, guys, ngez 5 September. We are doing our next event on the 5th of September. We are going to have powerful and amazing women who went through experiences who are going to come and motivate. And we're also opening, event is to open up an invitation for our sisters, for our community and our sisterhood, because we need to reach as many as we can.
So that event is taking place on the 5th of September.
September.
So meaning therefore information eningi they will get it on your social media.
Please, on my social media, go Facebook, Thandeka Giane, Jiane, and I also have my TikTok, Mama Wandi, and then also my cell phone number. I'm always available.
Ngicela uziphinde futhi. Yazi kwesinye isikhathi ukhuluma fast.
Bahle basho njalo.
Ukhuluma fast. Phinda lama socials because they are very important.
I am on social media, ngu Facebook, ngivele ngimkhulu ku Facebook, nguthandeka Giane, Jiane akana Y. Bese we also have a page lomqhelo makhosikazi ku Facebook, and then I have a TikTok account lapho under Mama Wandi, and then on my personal account it really ihlezi igcwele on social media. It's 082-280-4317 for counseling, for donations, for collaborations, and for event speaking. I'm always available.
Sesivala ke, what is it that you like to close with to our beautiful viewers?
I want to say this njengancane, you are worthy. You are powerful, and everything that you are going through now, obona ngathi angeke indlule izondlula. What I want to motivate everyone, whether it is male or female, find your own tribe, find your own community. It is very important. In 2026, if ungowesifazane ungana sisterhood, no. If ever ungubaba ungana brotherhood, you have to rethink it, because we can't do this journey sisodwa.
Yeah, nge-5 September nathi sivunyelwe ukuthi size na.
That's another thing that it's miscontributed. Ukuthi umqhelo makhosikazi, it's about women. It is not about women. Umqhelo makhosikazi, it's for everyone. You are a man, you are a woman, you are married, you are separated, you are more than welcome.
You are attempting.
You are attempting, you are more than welcome. Yeah. So yes.
No, with that said, Thandeka, I think we've come to the end of our session. Angisho nani nihlala kuma sessions, so nami ngizothi we've come to the end of our session. I'm not going to say to the end of our episode. With that said, Thandeka, thank you very much for honoring the invitation when we called to say come and grace us. Then here you are. Yabona ukuthi abekungathusi. Uzikhulumele kamnandi because you were afraid, not knowing what to say. Yeah. Nathi C013 Golden Circle, we continue every time to give you narratives that are, so touching. As we heard to Sister Thandeka naye, she's got a beautiful story to tell. It is not going to end here. She still has more to give. Nathi C013 again, thank you very much for supporting us. Continue to like and subscribe on our socials. They are appearing here. I know they are appearing now as I'm talking on the screen, and also laba abasubscribe-ayo, yo yazi mkhulu umsebenzi enwenzayo. We always checking and abanye ngiyabafoster. So if at all ngidibana nawe ngithi buya ngibone ifoni yakho, because supportana and subscribe both wise ngapha ku TikTok na ngapha yabona, because bahleli ngapha kakhulu ku TikTok yabo. So in TikTok what we normally do is we advertise so that you go to the YouTube so that you see the whole thing.
Because now the first thing that I did was TikTok, and on TikTok I couldn't find the stories.
Yeah. But yeah, 013 GCTV Media, like I said, they are appearing on the screen. Thank you very much for tuning in. Continue to like and subscribe on our every social media. Ngukhumza to Stof Samalash, ubaba bantwana bayi4. I'm signing out. Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you. It was an honor.
Sure.